You guys want to see a me tier list? Yeah, let's do it. All right. So Adam, in my opinion, is like the buff that they made him is alright. I'm tempted to put it like from B to C. I will just put it like a C because I think it's really more situational than other heroes. Black Panther, I think, yeah, you need to be really good, and I think in low rank it might be. I mean, here's the thing. Are we trying to make the tier list from my perspective, like how I think the heroes actually are, or are we making the tier list based on like what I think is good to like up the average rank, which is, I don't know, plat to grandmaster? Because it will be different. One is more like, I think, how the hero actually, how strong he is compared to like if everyone is good, right? And one is like, oh, what heroes you can climb a lot if you're like in lower rank. So what do we want to know? I hope that was clear what I meant. Personally, I would like to hear your pop and thoughts. Okay, so this tier list is not gonna be a tier list then on what heroes to climb, but what heroes in my opinion are like actually good. Okay, and if everyone is like team play wise and everyone is good. So C for Adam, because yes, his buff of the DPS is alright, but he's not threatening in my opinion that much, and he's really situational. Like yes, with Starlord and Hela that can rest is really good, but it's really situational. Black Panther, really easy to counter. It's really easy to counter, that's all I can say. It can be really annoying. It's like a Spider-Man, you know? So it's really situational, depends a lot on the hero, right? Widowmaker, whatever, D tier. Hulk, I think it's an A. He gets perma-banned. So that would mean it's more like an S, but the main reason why it's an A is because of this. It's an S, like this, the only reason why you would put Hulk as an S is because of this. Like, Hulk on its own is alright. It's just the fact that it enables Strange so much. Strange, so good. This guy, I think, is a B because it's not so situational. Like, if you're good at it and you want to one trick, you can play it. I personally don't think it's so good, but I've seen it working, you know? And the only reason why it's not a C is because it's not so situational. Like, if you're one trick, you can play him and whatever. Clock and Dagger, in my opinion, she's still like, I mean, all the supports, in my opinion, are almost S. She might have been, with the nerf, she's a little bit more killable, so maybe now that's an A. It's not a must to have her. Groot, definitely an A. I would put him as an S, but he doesn't have any like sort of like combo. He has a combo with Namor and whatever, but what I mean is like the actual perk, like how we said, Hulk and Strange. So it will be between A and S in my opinion. So for the sake of it, I'm gonna put it on A. I think is really strong. Hawkeye depends on the hero and can work almost every time, except if they have a really hard dive. But that gives him, you know, from a C to B. But I would put him as a B because if you're really good, I think it would work almost every time. Hela B, same concept. You can maybe do some combos with Starlord, and if you have good aim, is strong. I personally think that the range things just makes her allowing to get all charge faster. But yeah, I think B is a good spot. Iron Fist, I want to put him as an A just because I play him personally. I think people would definitely put him B to C, for simple fact that C is more like situational, and B is like, oh, if you're good, you can play him. But I like to think that he's like a mini version of Wolverine. This guy is shit, bro. Like, this guy is on C. Like, if it wasn't for the beam, the only strong thing about him is the beam with the Hulk, and that's it. This guy, B. If you're good at draft, you can do a lot, but there are personally, I think there are better supports. Like, this guy is super strong. Luna will put it still on S. I think, you know, she's like Clock and Dagger, right? But it's a little bit harder to kill her on her ultimate because like she doesn't stop, so Magneto can't really, like, she can still kill you, yeah, of course, but I think it's around the same level, A to S. Magic right now seems pretty meta, but you know, it's not an easy hero, like you need to be good. So I will put it on B. Actually A. She's actually really strong right now. Magneto still S tier. Magneto's really strong. Hair, Mantis, triple support. I wouldn't personally run Mantis. I do it just because she's my best support. But she's like the worst version of Luna right now, because you never get so much value on her. So I will put her on C. She's not too hard to be on a B, but I'll put her on C. This guy really situational. I think you're safe if you play him. So for this, like, if you're really bad and you need to feel, you want to combo with someone like Groot, for example, or Strange, you might want to pick the zero. Like, I've seen it in scrims, like in like a super high rank. This guy can be like Punisher turret, and he can do a lot. Okay, so if we consider a little bit of scrims too, I will put him on B. Like, it can work. Namor, from A to B. Personally, I think A. With Luna, it could even be an S. So I think without Luna perk, Namor is a straight up a B to C, like is alright. It's a Tourbillon turret, but like weaker, alright? If it doesn't have Luna. If it has Luna, it's a strong turret that is super annoying. However, it also depends a lot on how you play in the positioning, whatever. So by default, it's A, but he can get an S depending on the player. So averagely, I will put him as an A. Penny, flat C. I've seen it working from a professional player only once. And yes, in low rank you see her a lot. Yes, it's like when you're defending it looks cool, but I don't think she's any strong. Psylocke A, because I think she has a lot of impact on the team. She can flank, she can do a lot of damage to tanks. She has a good way of escaping. It's just that her ultimate is so easily countered by people stacking together, by bubbles, by ultimates, support ultimates, so it makes it extra hard. Punisher, A to S tier, honestly. It depends on if you have this guy, where is it? If you have Raccoon. So this is safe pick, and honestly, if you play him, you can do a lot with your team, but it depends as well on how much you play him and how good you are. But this is safe pick, I think, so I will put him as an A, flat A. Raccoon B, a lot situational, but a little bit stronger. Like, you can still pick him more often than Mantis, for example, and Adam, especially because you want to maybe combo with the Punisher and Bucky. And overall, he's really, for me personally, Psylocke and even Iron Fist, pretty much, it's really hard for me to hit him sometimes. So he has good escapability, and if you don't pay attention to his res, he can change the game. You gotta pick, he gets rested, nothing happens. Like, you can change a lot, so I will put him to B to A, honestly. But it's just that I think Luna, Loki, and Clock are a bit better, so I wouldn't put him on A, just because I think they're stronger. This here is a flat D to C. I will put him as a C, just because she has more utility than Widowmaker. I will put him as a C. Spider-Man is like one of the strongest hero. Like, in scrims, I had him like against me with Moon Knight. We couldn't play the game. It's just that it's super hard to play, or like a lot of people hint on him. You know, it's like trying to be Reddit Lucio, and Reddit Lucio is like insanely strong. But then if you're bad, you know, just int. So I'll put him as a B. I'll put him as a B. But definitely, he can be up to S tier if you're really good at him. All right. But averagely, it's hard to like do good and whatever. So. B. Squirrel is kind of safe pick as well, I feel like, so this is why I will put her on B. I personally don't think she's as strong as Spider-Man, of course, and like, or even as strong as Hela or whatever, but when you want to pick her properly, like when you need to pick her, like for example the new map, I don't remember the name, like I picked her, remember, and on Iron Fist I wasn't doing nothing, and on this hero I just scared by doing nothing. But so she's more situational than you think, so I guess maybe C. Because I don't think she's as good as like Raccoon, Hela, so maybe C. But she's okay. I think she's alright. It's like Junkrat, yeah, you can pop off on him, sure. But Star-Lord flat A to S. Like Star-Lord, if you're good at Star-Lord, you just win all games. Again, the skill ceiling is a bit high, like you need to be really good on that hero, like your position needs to be top notch. But definitely A to S. Storm, straight up an S, because it's like, she can do almost as good as Star-Lord, but I think, personally I think she's easier. So I will put it as a S. Thor, I've seen him less and less lately. I think he can be really strong, but I don't know. Every time I have a Thor on my enemy team, as Iron Fist or Psylocke, I can do so much against him. So it's like really weird hero. Like the concept of this hero is like the way it moves and whatever, it's weird. So I will put him as a C tier, but it could be B. This hero, C. So situational. Like as I mentioned, all these heroes, yeah, you can do good if you're good on those. But like in average, I feel like when people try to play him, and even if they do good, you still lose most of the time. So this is why I will put him as a C. I think he's missing that small thing, but if any buff that it will receive though, it will turn him into an A, I feel like. So for now, it's A to B. I see him a little bit more often than Thor, so I might as well put him on B. Now, Captain America does more, I think. Man, I need an extra like number in between B and C, bro. It's tough. It's tough because Venom I see him more often than Thor, but I feel like they both do the same impact. If you're good at him or bad. I guess C, because I'll put him as a C just because in general I feel like it's really easy to int on him. And same concept applies to Thor, like it's really easy to int on him. Bucky, straight up S tier. You don't need to be good on Bucky to do good. Just like if you know if you predict the enemy cooldowns, boom, you just grab them, you just grab anyone and you can do so much. Wolverine, straight up. I will put him as an A just for a simple fact that if you don't know what you're doing on Wolverine, you're inting. The fact that it takes like probably like 10 games to learn him, I will put his name as a S. D0, C. It can be situational, and in scrims I've seen this hero, Master's Fantastic, with Moon Knight and Spider-Man, and they destroyed. But this is like another environment, right? This is in ranked. I put him as a C. I don't think he's so good. I think he's okay, but I think it doesn't do as much as Hella player will do, or Hawkeye, right? This guy, I think he's actually underrated. I think this guy is actually underrated. So I think he can be a B. He's underrated. Every time I've seen him, he can do decently enough. Like, he's like a Moon Knight. He's existing. I think he can give enough pressure while also being in a safe spot. And if you have Storm, it's just straight up an A. Invis, straight up S. And this guy is also strong, but I don't think he's as strong as Magneto and Strange, so it will be an A to me. This is my personal thoughts. Let me know what you guys think. As a top 500 player, this is what I think the game is. Honestly, this list is really accurate and well put it in explanation. Nicely done. Thank you, bro.